A welcome to a magical journey through the enchanting city of Vienna. In this series, we'll discover Vienna's most captivating spots, from historic streets softly lit with a warm glow, to the majestic Schönbrunn Palace, sparkling in the evening light, to colorful palace gardens and a mysterious hedge maze. Each scene reflects Vienna's beauty, history, and a fairy tale charm that appeals to viewers of all ages. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content and new discoveries. Each subscription means joining us on even more incredible adventures. Let's dive into the magic of Vienna together. Annette stood at the Paris train station, her heart fluttering with excitement. The station buzzed with the lively chatter of travelers, the wheels of suitcases rolling over the tiles, and the occasional whistle of departing trains. As she boarded, Bette glanced out the window to take in the last glimpse of Paris. The Eiffel Tower and the charming streets of the city began to fade from view, slipping into the distance. She held her breath as a wave of excitement washed over her. It was hard to believe she was really off to Vienna, a city she had only read about in storybooks. A whole new world was waiting for her, and her heart raced with the thrill of it all. As the train sped further away from Paris, the familiar city landscape melted into the gentle greens of the countryside. Rolling fields stretched endlessly under a soft blue sky, dotted here and there with little villages and the occasional mountain in the far distance. Bette found herself mesmerized by the beauty of it all. Her thoughts were interrupted when the elderly man beside her, with kind eyes and a warm smile, started to speak. He began sharing tales of Vienna, its stunning architecture, its music, and its unforgettable places like St. Stephen's Cathedral and Schönbrunn Palace. Each word brought vivid images to Bette's mind, making her more eager than ever. These places sounded like they were taken straight from a fairy tale, and she felt her anticipation bubbling over. She was about to step into a story come to life, and she could hardly sit still, imagining what awaited her in Vienna. Finally, the train pulled into Vienna's station. Stepping off onto the platform, Bette took a deep breath. The air was crisp and cool, carrying a hint of something magical she couldn't quite place. She looked around, taking in the historic charm of the buildings surrounding her. Stone streets, intricate facades, and timeless architecture met her eyes at every turn. It felt as if she had traveled not just through space, but back in time. Vienna was everything she had imagined and more. Her heart filled with a sense of wonder, and she felt as if the city itself was calling her, inviting her to uncover its secrets. She was ready to explore every corner and discover the magic that Vienna promised. And when Bette and her mother finally arrived at St. Stephen's Cathedral, Bette felt her breath catch in her chest. The cathedral's spires towered above her, reaching toward the sky with an ancient elegance that spoke of centuries gone by. She tilted her head back to take in the full height of the Gothic towers, her eyes tracing the delicate stonework that adorned every inch. It was as if the stone walls held onto 1,000 whispered stories, waiting for someone to listen. She felt incredibly small standing there, surrounded by the grandeur of the cathedral, and yet there was a sense of comfort in knowing this beautiful place had been here for ages, watching over the city. In that moment, Bette felt connected to something timeless, something grander than she could have ever imagined. As they stepped inside, Bette was immediately enchanted by the atmosphere. Rays of colored light streamed through the cathedral's stained glass windows, casting brilliant hues onto the stone pillars and the floor beneath her feet. The air was filled with a solemn, reverent silence, only broken by the soft footsteps of other visitors. The guide began explaining that each stained glass window told its own unique story. Bette's gaze was drawn to one window in particular, where a knight stood holding a sword, his gaze fierce and protective. The guide shared that this knight was an ancient hero, a protector of Vienna. Bette's eyes sparkled as she imagined herself standing bravely beside him, defending the city with all her might. In that moment, she felt a thrill of courage and strength rise within her, as if the bravery of that long-ago hero had somehow found its way into her own heart. Bette continued exploring the cathedral, wandering through its shadowy, dimly lit corners. Every turn revealed something new, A stone altar covered in intricate carvings, the solemn statue of a praying monk, the cool, echoing quiet of the cathedral's hidden spaces. Each stone, each piece of art seemed to hold a mystery, a secret locked away from the present world. She felt as though she had stepped into a place suspended in time, where history breathed alongside her. The atmosphere was almost magical, and Bet's imagination took flight. This place is like a fairy tale, she thought to herself. Each corner hides a new story, waiting to be discovered. She could have spent hours in that enchanted space, letting the stories unfold around her. The next stop on their journey was Schönbrunn Palace, and Bet was spellbound before they had even reached the gates. As they approached, the grand iron gate swung open to reveal a palace gleaming in the warm, late afternoon sun. The golden facade of Schönbrunn was breathtaking, every detail radiating elegance and history. Bet stood in awe, feeling as if she had stumbled into a scene from a storybook. The palace courtyard stretched out before her, vast and majestic, and she could hardly wait to step inside and see what wonders it held. She felt like she was on the edge of an incredible adventure, ready to uncover the secrets that lay within those golden walls. Entering the palace gardens, Bet was instantly charmed. The air was sweet with the scent of flowers, and vibrant colors surrounded her on all sides. Rows of blooming flowers, trees swaying gently in the breeze, and birds chirping softly. It was as if she had stepped into a magical garden. Each path seemed to invite her to wander, to get lost in the beauty of the place. As she strolled through the garden, she marveled at the colors, thinking to herself, each flower shines in a different color. The garden felt alive, and Bet felt as if she had found her way into a dream. Bet soon found herself standing at the entrance of a tall green maze within the palace gardens. She took a deep breath and stepped inside, her heart racing with excitement. The tall hedges towered over her, twisting and turning, creating a puzzle she was eager to solve. As she ventured deeper, she felt like a true explorer, uncovering hidden paths and secrets with each step. At last, she reached the center, where a wise-looking statue stood quietly, its gaze calm and mysterious. Bet gazed at it, feeling as though the statue wanted to share a hidden story with her. There must be a secret here, she thought, her heart brimming with wonder. With a joyful smile, she left the maze, feeling as if she had uncovered a small piece of the palace's magic. Then she arrived at the palace ballroom, and her breath caught in awe. Crystal chandeliers hung from the ceiling, casting a warm, glittering light that filled the grand hall. She stepped into the room, feeling as if she had entered a magical realm. The beauty of the ballroom dazzled her, and she couldn't resist spinning around, imagining herself as a princess twirling at a royal ball. I must be the princess who dances in this hall, she thought to herself, laughing softly at the sheer joy of it. For a brief moment, she felt like she was living her very own fairy tale. As night began to fall, Bet found herself wandering the streets of Vienna, bathed in a soft, golden glow from the street lamps. The city's old buildings seemed to shimmer under the evening light, their facades reflecting centuries of history and mystery. Soft music drifted through the air, mixing with the gentle sounds of the evening, creating an atmosphere that was both enchanting and calming. Bet's heart swelled with emotion as she looked around, deeply moved by the beauty of the city. One day I will return to this enchanting city, she thought. She knew that Vienna, with all its wonders, would forever hold a special place in her heart.